I took my seat on the aisle beside Amir and Dorothy. In short order, the lights dimmed and the curtain rose on a minimalist set with a square cell in the middle, flanked by 2 large screens suspended from above. Declan sat inside the cell on a metal bench, dressed in a prison tracksuit and facing away from the audience. As the action began, the screens flickered to life, Eliot on one and Jonah on the other. They were in their dressing rooms, each with a small tray table in front of them as if they were airline passengers. Eliot with a laptop, a plastic glass, and a travel-sized bottle of vodka. Jonah with a styrofoam cup and a Bible. Evidently, Alec had decided to try a modern staging, and I was curious to see whether he would be able to carry it off. The audience's attention was focused on Declan in his cell, but my eyes were drawn to the screen showing Eliot. His skin was an odd shade, dusky, and he grimaced as if in pain. Maybe these were the nerves Declan had been worried about. Or was this part of his method? Was he trying to convey Henry Drummond's inner torment? He shifted awkwardly in his chair. No one else seemed to notice, so I dropped my gaze back to the stage. Declan's love interest, Rachel, entered the scene, and the prison guard unlocked the cell. Declan emerged, slowly, his body radiating fear and exhaustion, and when he turned to face the audience, I felt a physical jolt. I'd seen him on television, but never on stage, and his presence was astonishing. I could feel the whole room leaning forward in their seats, caught in his spell. As Declan embraced his lover, there was a sudden movement from Eliot's screen. Someone in the audience screamed. The lovers broke apart in confusion. I watched the screen and gasped. Eliot's face was contorted, his eyes bugging. One hand clutched his throat and the other clawed the air, a gesture so hammy that I thought for a moment he might still be acting. And then he toppled from the chair. Another scream from the audience. Someone in my aisle yelled, "What the hell?" On stage, Declan was frozen, unsure what to do in the sudden chaos. Jonah's face on the second screen was blank with confusion. Bucking the collective paralysis, I kicked off my sandals. "Call 911, I told Amir as I took off down the aisle, pushing an usher aside as I went. If Eliot was having some kind of attack, I could try CPR at least. It was more than anyone else was doing. A door at the bottom of the aisle led backstage, and I shoved it open. Behind me, I could hear the uproar in the audience. No time to think about that. Ahead of me, the corridor branched, and I raced along the one I thought led to Eliot's dressing room. There was already a group of people blocking his door, men and women in black wearing headsets. I forced my way through them. Eliot was lying on the floor, making horrible rasping noises. His famous blue eyes were open but unseeing, and his skin— in the bright light of the dressing room, his skin looked faintly blue, too.